Showing two meetings. So if anybody else there, please send a message to join in this group only, not in the other group. So now please tell me whether this slide is visible. Yes, please, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's continue from where that example where we have left. So we'll take the example of this for this test log. So I am taking the same example of this railway reservation system, where first I have written down the test log identifier, that is TL2, and the description. I have told what we have put in the description. We have to put in the description the items they have to be tested, their corresponding version number, and the environment required, if any. So you can see that we are considering which function. It is 3.5. Let's see what is 3.5 in our previous example. 3.5 is view reservation status. Its function is VF 3.5. This example we have taken in the last class. So I am considering the function number F3.5, and what is the test case required T2. So that we have to mention here. In the description, I have to write which function I am considering, 3.5 of the SRS document. The version number of SRS document we are considering is V2.1. This is, for example, what SRS document you are taking in actual, you have to mention there. Then the function tested is what is the environment required. The environment is the function is tested in online environment with internet. Whenever you want to test this view reservation status, we require an online environment with internet. So that's why the environment I have written that the function is tested in online environment with internet. Then the third and the most important item that we have to write is activity and the event entries, where we have to mention the date, author, test case ID, name of the personnel involving in the testing procedure. Then we have to write down the results and the status, like pass or failed for that test case. Then if any anomalous unexpected event. So let's see. First we have to write what is the under activity and event entries, what date you are considering, say 22/3/2009. Who is the author? Anybody else? XYZ. What is the corresponding test case ID? I have already told you the test case ID for F3.5 we have written here. For view reservation status, that is the function in SRS document is F3.5. The test case required is T2. So that's why I have mentioned here T2. Test case ID is T2. Then name of the person involved in the testing. See, author and the person who is testing may be same, may be different. So in this case of this person involved who has written the test case, he is there. Besides that, another person may be there, ABC. So as I have already told you, they may be same, they may be different, or you can take a combination. That means the author as well as some person to execute this thing. Then for each execution, we have to record the results and mention the pass-fail status. So here we have taken how many, say 4 inputs we have taken here. In our previous example, you can see 4 PNR numbers I have taken. So let's take one by one. Write down the inputs. So suppose this is the correct one. First input result is what is the course number and the course number, and the test case it has passed. Similarly, input is another number, and the result is suppose it is showing S14, but according to this is failed because we have entered a special character A. But if still the result is showing the birth number or the coach number, then it is definitely failed because it has taken an alphabet as an integer and showing the result, so that's why the test case is failed. It is not complete, it is not a 10-digit number, but still then if it is showing a message like error message and enter the correct 10-digit PNR number, so that means this is successfully the test case passed and identified the error. This is purely what alphabet, but if you are showing the result is what something RAC also, then also it is the test case is failed because this number is not a 10-digit number. Rather, this is a set of alphabets. So that's why the status is failed. So in this way, for each execution, for each input, write down the result and what is the status after executing the test case. Then if any anomalous unexpected behavior or any anomalous unexpected event either before or after the test case execution is there, you write, and here we have not observed anything else, so nil. So in this way, we have prepared the sample test log by writing its corresponding log identifier, then description and the activities. So if you will take the other one, suppose function 3.6, you have to prepare another log identifier. Function 3.7, similarly, you have to prepare another test log containing different test log identifier. In this way, you can prepare test logs for each of the functionality those are listed in the SRS document. I have taken only one, that is view reservation status. Similarly, you can create test logs for other functionalities mentioned in the SRS document. Okay, so this is about test log. Other two are easy, similar to this, will not take much time. Within 5-10 minutes, we have to round up. So next is the test incident report. This test incident report is a form of a bug report. Okay, it is a type of bug report. So what does normally it contains? So it is a report about any unexpected event happened during the testing which needs further investigation to resolve the bug. That's why the name is incident. So what incident has happened? Any what unexpected event or unexpected incident. So test incidents report, it is the report about any unexpected event that has happened during the testing process which needs to be carefully resolved, which needs further investigation to resolve the bug. Therefore, this report completely describes the execution of the event, how the event has been executed. So this report completely describes the execution of the event. It not only reports the problem that has occurred, but also compares the expected output to the actual results. So this does not only it not only reports the problem, but also it compares what the expected output versus or with the actual output. And what components should be there? Just like I have told, for every report there must be identifier. So similarly for the test incident report, there must be identifier, test incident report identifier. Then what is the summary? Summary, the items or the items that you have tested, the test cases procedure, what procedure you have followed for the test cases, and the test log associated with this test. So with this test, what test log is associated, TL1 or TL2 or TL3, the test log associated with this test you have to mention. So then you have to, as its name is test incident report, you have to write the various components of the incident. You have to briefly describe the incident. This is called an incident description. So this incident description will describe again the date and time when the incident has happened, who were the testing personnel involved in that incident, the environment, the inputs for the testing process. I have already told you, it does not only show the results but also compares the actual output versus the expected output. So you have to write down the expected output, then the actual output, then the anomalies detected during the test. During test, if you have observed any anomalies, then attempts to repeat the same test. So how many times you have carried out this testing? Because first time suppose you have failed, second time you might have passed. So how many number of attempts you have repeated for this, or okay, how many attempts you have repeated for the same test? So these things will come in the incident description. Then you have to also write down the impact. Impact means the originator of this report will assign a severity value or rank to this incident. How much important this incident is? It is seriously important, or it's a minor, or it's major, or it's moderate. So the originator of this report will assign a severity value or a weightage or a rank to this incident, so that the developer may know the impact of this problem and debug the critical problem fast, which is having highest impact, it will try to immediately resolve it. And if it is very minor, he may delay it. And based on his availability of time, he will resolve this issue. So let's again take the same example, that railway reservation system. So the identifier for this incident is TI2. Somebody said that we are testing function 3.5 of the SRS document having version v2.1. And what test cases and test log are associated? Because I have told in summary what we have to write. We have to write down the test items involved, test case and procedure, and the test log associated with this test. So what is the test case it is associated with it? I have already told you for function 3.5 view reservation status, the corresponding test case is T2. What is the test log? I have already told you the previous test log we have taken TL2, isn't it? The previous test log was TL2, you can see here. So that we have mentioned here, function 3.5 in SRS document having version 2.1. Then test case T2 and the test log, corresponding test log is TL2. It describes the following: the date and time, what date and time you have faced with this incident, the personnel names, environment is required what? Online environment with the database, the coach database or this travelers database. So online environment with database X. Testing inputs, you have to write what input you have given. Actually, I have written the input, output, expected output, actual output in the form of a table below. So for serial number IV, that is test inputs, V expected outputs, VI actual outputs, and this anomalies detected, attempts, all those things. The last 5 items I have put in the form of a table. You can see there are 5 columns. So testing inputs, I have taken the first one, first PNR number. Expected output is S12, actual output is S12. We have got in after executing the test case, we have also got S12. So any anomaly detected? No. And attempts required, since it is first time it is success, number of attempts is just 1. So I have not mentioned, no extra attempt I have taken. For the second input, you can see there is a alphabet here A. And so it is showing now expected output should be what? That enter a 10-digit PNR number, not alphabet is allowed, no alphabet is allowed. But actual output we are getting S12. You can see my previous one. In that case, we have got that S12 here, which is wrong. So test case is failed. So this is an incident that I have mentioned here. That anomalies, here there is some anomaly. And what anomaly it is? The anomaly detected is the alphabet is being accepted in the input. And how many times we have tried attempts to repeat the same test? We have tried say 3 times. Then next is 2, 3, 4. Expected output should be enter correct 10-digit PIN number. Actual output we have got the same thing, so no anomaly, and hence you do not want to repeat. So that's why I have left blank. The next one is purely 10 what alphabets. So it's saying message should be enter correct 10-digit PNR number. And but actually we have got RAC12, so definitely some problem in the word coding. So there is an anomaly. An anomaly said that the alphabet is being accepted in the input. And how many times we have repeated to attempt to do the same test? Say 5 times. And what is the impact? This is a serious problem because your software is detecting or is taking alphabets and generating the corresponding coach number or the bus number and this like RAC or S14 etc. So they have given the severity as high. The severity value is very high, so they have given severity value or impact as 1. In this way, you can write down the test incident report for this view reservation status. Similarly, you can prepare the test incident report for other functionalities. Now we'll quickly finish up this on the last report, that is test summary report. It is basically an evaluation report which is prepared when the testing process is over. As its name suggests, test summary report. It is a summary of all the tests they are executed for a specific test design specification. This report can provide the measurement of how much testing effort have been applied for the test. That means for this test case or for this testing process, how much testing. So this report. So this test summary report now can provide the measurement of how much testing efforts have been applied for the test. It also becomes a historical database for future projects. That's why the name is here summary. This summary you can store, you can save, so that in future if similar problems will happen, then you can find out, you can refer it. So it also becomes a historical database for future projects, as this provides information about the particular type of box observed. So if you can store it, then in future if similar types of box are observed, then it will help them to rectify them. So that's why this becomes a historical database for future projects, as this will provide information about the particular type of box which are observed. So now let's see what components it should continue. It should have a test summary report identifier, just like test log identifier, test incident identifier. Every summary report must have an identifier. Test summary report identifier, then description. It will identify the test items which are reported in this report with the corresponding test cases and the testing procedure ID. If then you have to write down variances, what variances are there, mention any deviation from the test plans, test procedure if any. According to a test plan, this should happen, but you are getting some other thing. So what are the deviations you should write. Then is a comprehensive statement should be there. Under this statement, the originator of this report should compare the comprehensiveness of the testing efforts made with the test plan. So according to the test plan, so what kind of comprehensive testing effort you have put, that you have to write. Then it will describe what has been tested according to the plan and what has not been covered. So according to a test plan, I have already told you before, every testing you have to make a plan. So according to your plan, what you have tested and what could not be tested. That also you have to write. Test summary of the results. Sure, all the results are mentioned here with the resolved incidents and their solutions. If any incident has happened that we have seen the previous report, test incident report, we have to write down those incidents and whether they are solved or not. If solved, what is the solution? And if it is not solved, then also we have to report there in that summary report. The unresolved incidents are also reported, they are also mentioned there. Then finally you have to write the evaluation. To finalize the mention, you have to find out the final item and the start. If the status is passed, then okay. Status is failed, mention its impact and severity level. So if a test case is failed, what is the impact and what is the severity level, that this that we have. It's a summary report. Write down the summary of testing activities and the events they are carried out, with how much resources have been consumed. That means how much employees have been spent and what are the computing devices, etc. Actual task durations, all those things have to be mentioned. Then finally, this test summary report must have been approved. So to mention the approvals, list the names of the persons who approved this document with their signatures and dates. So after preparing the test summary report, you see who is the boss, who is the concerned authority. You have to take their approval, you have to take their signature. So this is how you can prepare the test summary report. Let's quickly finish it. It's a simple example I have taken for that railway reservation system. So first one is test summary report identifiers, TS2. Description, which SRS document we have considered, SRS version 2.1. And what functionalities you have considered, 6 functionalities you have considered. There are details like login the system, view reservation status, view the train schedule, reserve the seat, cancel seat, exit the system. Only these 6 functionalities you have considered. There are several other functionalities you have not considered. In our example, we have considered only these functionalities. Their corresponding function IDs in the SRS document. Corresponding test cases, they are required to test these functionalities. Whether you have observed any variances, we have not observed any variances, so nil. If you will mark any deviation, that then you have to write in this section. Then some comprehensive statement. The comprehensive statement shows that all the test cases were tested, all the test cases were executed, except 3.7, 3.8, 3.9 according to the test plan. So we have tested the view reservation status, and I have already told you there is a different dependency. Before viewing the reservation status, we must have to first log into the system. So we have tested the function 3 login system 3.5, that view reservation status, and somebody can see this. Let's assume that we have tested this view trend set 3.6. However, so we have not tested the last three functionalities: the reserve sheet, cancel sheet, exit sheet. So these three things have not been tested, so that has been mentioned here. All the test cases were tested except the last three, that is function 3.7, function 3.8, and function 3.9 according to the test plan. So what is the summary of the results? In the summary, you have to write the serial number, what functionalities you have tested, what is the corresponding function ID, what are the test cases they were involved, and finally you have to write down the status. So we can see that login the system, we have the corresponding test case is T1, the status is passed because we have successfully logged into the system and then viewed the reservation status. Number 2, view reservation status, its function ID is F3.5, corresponding test case is T2, and what is the status? We have seen 2 times we have passed and 2 times failed. So bug was found and could not be resolved. These 2 bugs so far they have not been resolved. Then serial number 3, view train schedule, its corresponding function ID is F3.6, test case required is T3, and status is passed. We are able to see the schedule, train schedule, so status is passed. Then we have to write down the evaluation. Why there was a failed or why there was a pass, that we have to write down the evaluation. The function F3.4 and F3.6, they have been passed successfully, they have been tested successfully, and the status is passed. However, function F3.5 could not be tested successfully as the bug has been found. Some bug we have found there. And what is the bug? The bug is that the PNR number entry has also accepted alphabetical entries as the input, which is wrong, isn't it? So in the previous thing, you can see that in that in two cases, serial number 2 and 4, it takes alphabets as inputs and showing the coach number, so which is wrong. So that's also I have to mention here. So this is this evaluation. The functions F3.4 and F3.6, they have been tested successfully, but function 3.5 could not be tested as the bug has been found. And what is the bug? The bug is that the PNR number entry, it has also accepted alphabetical entries as input, which is wrong. So in this way, we have written down the evaluation. Then you can, what is left? Summary and the approval. You can add the summary and approval. Then you take it approved. You get the approval from your top management. Take the signature. In this way, you can prepare the test summary report. Okay. So similar examples will be asked in the examination. Might be library information system, ATM, or banking information system. Prepare the test log report, prepare the test incident report, and prepare the test summary report. In this way, taking your own assumptions, your own functionalities, you can prepare these kinds of reports. So today I have discussed, or last class we have discussed the key elements of test management. We have last class we have seen presented the structure of the testing group, the hierarchical structure we have seen yesterday. We have explained the details of test planning. We have also discussed the detailed test design and test specifications. We have seen the test design specification, test case specification, test procedure specification, and test result specification. We have presented various kinds of testing reports, such as how to write down a test log, how to write down a test incident report, and how to write down the test summary report. We have taken it from this narration book of chapter 9. Please prepare yourself similar types of examples and prepare the test log report, test incident report, and test summary report. Thank you very much. So, any questions? A quite easy chapter. Can prepare yourself. But still, if any doubt on yesterday's class or today's class, please ask. Yes, if you can ask.